Hey guys, it's me, Crazy Honda Chris at Randy Kuehl Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Congratulations on your brand new Honda Passport TrailSport Elite. In this video, I'll show you how to customize all of your vehicle settings so when you drive off the lot, you are set for success. All you have to do is show it off to your friends and family. Now, if you want the full experience from the get-go too as well, I do have two other videos I encourage you to watch. As one's gonna be my walk around video when I have that release. I'll show you all the cool standard features and functions and how they work. Then I also have a tips and trick video that's going to show you some cool hidden features and functions that us sales guys forget to share with you so you get the full experience from the get-go, okay? So first step is that you got to make sure the vehicle's on and running, okay? The vehicle has to be in park. So once that's done, you notice we're focused on the touch screen. We're going to go to the second page, then we're going to select vehicle settings. I'm going to start from the top and work our way down so we can make sure we hit everything. Now, your view of the menu might be a little different. You got two options. You see right up here, you got change view. You got kind of all the settings wrapped all around the vehicle, or you can have everything on the left-hand side. So, first option is going to be driver's assist system setup. This is where we're going to customize all of your Honda sensing features. You'll see right over here is that it shows you what's currently already selected, okay? I'm going to turn everything on and keep everything on as a default so when someone takes out for a test drive, they can make up their own mind. First one's going to be a forward collision distance warning. So when you're driving down the road, you've about to hit an object, it's going to warn you on your driver's interface screen. It's going to say brake. If you don't brake, it's going to beep at you too as well. Now, you can do it long, but you can see the car is much further away, or you can do it shorter so it won't warn you as soon because you're shorter distance from that point. I'm going to keep it on normal. Now, next one's going to be your adaptive cruise control forward vehicle detection beep. So you can hit this to turn it off or on. You can also select it. Now you can see the summary. So this is simply when a car gets in and out of range for your adaptive cruise control. Do you want it to beep at you to notify you, hey, I'm slowing down or I'm speeding up because the car got in and out of range? So yeah, we'll keep it on. Next one's going to be a road departure. So this is what keeps you in the center of your lane for your city and highway driving. So when you drive your lane a little bit, it kind of just nudges you back and recenters you. So you can change the sensitivity on that, or maybe you don't want it to bring you back. You want to be up to you to do that. You can turn it to warning only. Next one is the lane keep assist suspense beep. So simply when you drive your lane a little bit and it's about to bring you back, you don't want to beep, 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 beep as it brings you back and puts you in the center of your lane. So go down. Next one's going to be a blind spot information system. So as you can see the photo right there, you get a nice little orange light that's going to be up there displaying. It's going to show you when a car's in your blind spot. So this is going to be a city and highway. This will not work in the parking lot. So you cannot rely on this in the parking lot speeds, okay? So car's in your blind spot, solid orange light. Then you turn on your blinker while a vehicle's in your blind spot. The solid orange light will start flashing, and then you get a nice little audible sound. That's what we want. Next one's going to be a traffic sign. Pretty much that front-facing camera works for all of your Honda sensing, and then it also finds a speed limit sign and throws it on your driver's interface screen on the top center next to your speedometer or speedometer, whatever you guys want to call it, okay? So I like to have that reminder, especially if I'm somewhere new. Next one's going to be your traffic sign speed limit warning threshold. I know your gut say, no, let's turn this off. But if we turn it on, and you're speeding, it's going to flash at you to let you know, hey, you're speeding. Now, the byproduct of that and turning it on, you can fine tune that. So do you want it to warn you? You can set the threshold. Do you want it to warn you at the speed limit, 3, 5, or maybe 10 above? Hey, guys, don't look. Pick your poison. I won't tell if you don't, okay? Next one's going to be driver's attention monitoring system. So the car knows the difference between the wind blowing you around and you doing a real bad job at driving. For safety's sake, I'm assuming you probably want the car to do everything in its power to alert you, hey, Christopher, pull over, take a break, take a power nap, drink some coffee, things like that. So I always encourage to turn this stuff on. Oops. Next one is going to be rear sensors. So it makes sense to turn this off if you have a rack back there for your bikes or some light luggage rack from that point. Because if you have it installed and you have bikes back there, your parking sensors are gonna, consistently go off. So now turning off your rear sensors is also going to turn off your low speed braking control. Throwing that out there, okay? Boom, that's everything under driver's assist system setup. Now we're gonna select meter setup. Starting from the top, working our way down, outside temperature display. As you're looking at your driver's interface screen down on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see there's an outside temperature gauge. You can fine tune this bad boy within a 5-degree swing, but I'm gonna keep it right there. Next one is gonna be a trip A timing reset. You can change it from a manual reset to maybe when you fully refuel or when you turn off the vehicle. Trip B is going to be the same exact thing. We're going to come down to outside. You can adjust your alarm volumes. That's going to be like your turn-in indicators, your buzzers, things like that. Okay, how loud or how quiet would you like that to be? Reverse alert tone. Once again, you can use that to turn it on or off. What is it? Every time you put the vehicle into reverse, here in the cabin, we can hear a nice little audible soft tone to let you know, hey, I'm not in drive. So you can, hopefully it helps you to know what gear you're in, pretty much. Okay? So would you like that in there? Yes or no? Next one is going to be your fuel. Excuse me. Next one is going to be your fuel efficiency backlight. Now, as you're driving down the road, you're being fuel efficient. You probably want a visual coach to let you know, good job. It's like a golden sticker. You get a green little bar up there. Then when you're not being fuel efficient, it's just, you won't have a green bar. Okay? So it's a nice little visual coach to help you level up level up your fuel efficiency game. Next one's gonna be turn by turn for your display. Yeah, let's have that for you, guidance and all. Next one is gonna be a rear seat reminder. So let's say if the back door opens up 10 minutes before the car starts, or maybe sooner, or maybe even after you start up the car and you open up the back door, you shut it, when you arrive to your stop, you turn off the vehicle, it's gonna show check rear seat, okay, on your driver's interface screen. So now let's say we did 10 minutes, I threw some supplies back there, like 15 minutes, before I start up the vehicle, it would not sign off. So there's a 10-minute marker for this to actually, take a track of time. I'm getting distracted. I'm up on this giant hill over here where we got the vehicle at. I got the cars going by. So if I seem a little off today, guys, that's why. I'm not in my usual spot to do these videos. I'm sorry. Now, we got that done. Rear seat reminder. Speed distance. Miles per hour to kilometers. That one's pretty easy. Here we are in Iowa. Driving position setup. Memory link. So on the back of your key fob, you're going to have a 1 or a 2. That's a 1. You can set up your 2-seat memory based on your key fob, okay? Oh, my stand thing's broken. 1 second. All right, so now I'm back. We got the thing all working out here. So anyways, we got your 2-seat memory. You can link it to your particular key. So when you come in with your key, guess what? Your seat moves to your particular setting. Now, the next option is going to be seat position movement on entry and exit. Simply when you get into the vehicle, the seat moves back. When you get out of the vehicle, turn off the car, open up the door, your seat moves back a little from there. So pretty nice and easy. So move forward and back to allow you to get in and out. Now, next one's going to be your keyless access setup. Door unlock mode. So this is when you have the key fob with you in your purse, your pocket, your jacket. You walk up to the door, you put your hand on the handle. In a moment, you want all doors to unlock or just the driver's side door. Now, when you put your hand on the handle or use the touchless, there's going to be a little delay. I'm assuming you probably want the lights to flash to give that little visual confirmation to maybe to my 8-year-old son that likes to yank unlock door handles. I think it's a video game for him pretty much. Just see how many times I can do it before someone yells at me, So yeah, let's help him out. Doors unlocked, lights flash, you can open up the door. Now, sometimes, kids like to yank on door handles with their eyes closed. So let's give them an audible sound too as well. So the car would beep, beep, beep. All right, it's unlocked, we'll jump right in. Next one's remote start. You like to keep your remote start enabled so you can use it at all times. Yeah, we like to do that here in Iowa. Lockout prevention. So let's say the car cannot sense your key fob because of a couple reasons. Maybe when you shut the car, you shut the door, you walk away with your key fob. Your fob was in the same pocket as your phone, or maybe the fob is buried into the purse. Somehow it's blocking those radio waves, stuff like that for you. Okay, so now when it does that, it cannot sense that key fob. It panics. It does a little sound, go do 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 do, to warn you. Okay. All right, so no, you're good. Now we're going to do light setup. Auto high beams, you want those on or off? Quick and easy. Let's make sure this is still focused. Yep, we're still focused. All right, interior light dimming time. So this is when you turn off the car, you shut the door. How soon do you want your interior lights to turn off? 15, 30, or 60 seconds. Headlight timer. Shut off the car, open the door, you shut the driver's side door, and X amount of time when you want your headlights to turn off. I can see this as a great option. Maybe you drive late, get home late, to work late. It's not a well-lit area. You just need a little more light, a little longer time so you can see what you're doing. Me, I live a boring life. I go home and work. That's it. I pull in the garage. Life is great. Auto light sensitivity. When your headlights are set to auto, how soon between day and nighttime levels do you want your headlights to automatically come on? I'm going to keep it on mid. Next one is going to be auto headlight on with wiper. So let's say your headlights are set to auto on your wiper stick, on your light stick, turning indicator, and then it's raining during the daytime or snowing, So when you turn on your wipers, your headlights will automatically come on, so it makes it easier for people to see you. Door setup. Auto door lock. When do you want your car doors to lock? When you get to speed, when you shift from park, or just have it off and just whenever you select the button to lock her up. Auto door unlock. When do you want your doors to unlock? When you turn off the vehicle, when you shift to park, or maybe all doors when the door opens up, the driver's side door. That's a great option. So if I have all three kids here with me, the whole family is with me. The kids are in the back, the wife's of course right up here, and they can't jump out until I open up the door, or maybe the wife opens up the door on her side, and then boom, doors unlocked, they can get out. So that's a great option, so I can mind my surroundings a little more, make sure they don't play in the parking lot or new environment, right? They can remind our surroundings. Next one's going to be a walk-away auto-lock feature. So this is when you have the key fob with you, the car's off, you shut the door, you get away. I always say 10 feet. The distance is a little shorter, okay? But when you walk away with the key fob, no key left in the car, boom, and it locks the car up for you. So you don't have to second guess yourself. Did I lock my car doors? Did I not? Things like that. And now let's say if you're out there doing some kayaking and you are out on the water, out in the, just doing whatever, you're afraid your key fob's going to get damaged or lost. I do have a video that's going to show you how to lock your fob inside the vehicle too, okay? So check out that video. Keyless lock answer back. I'm assuming when you lock and unlock, you probably want it all to answer back to you. Relock timer, security relock timer. So when I hit unlock on the key fob and open, unlocks all the doors, you have X amount of time to open up a car door. If you don't, within that X amount of time, it automatically relocks all the doors for you. Powered folding mirrors. Oh, this is going to be great. So when you lock her all up, guess what? Your mirrors will fold in automatically for you. Unlock it, then the mirrors will fold right out. So that's only available on the TrailSport and the TrailSport Elite. We have the keyless remote power control. This is one that throws a lot of people off because for some reason it's one of those features that us sales guys forget to share with you guys. All right, so let's imagine those hot summer days. You can let the car air out in advance by double tapping and holding unlock. The longer you hold it, the more the windows will come down. Same with the moonroof will open up, let all the hot mucky air out. But the problem is though, that some people get these massive thumbs, right? And they're just like double tapping, holding for a moment a little too longer than they should, and the windows crack just enough to crack those windows open. And the car's parked outside. It rains, it snows, they come out, they got a mess. So Honda is allowing you to turn that feature off if you want to. But now you're aware of it. If you want to use it, just be a little aware of that feature, okay? Lock presetting is simply when you have a door open, driver's side door is shut, any other door is open. I can preset the lock by hitting the lock button. As soon as all the doors are shut, Cameron's finally done messing around, shuts his door, boom, all the doors automatically lock. So that's a great option for those that don't have the walkaway auto lock feature enabled to as well. Now we're going to go down to your power tailgate, keyless open. So simply, you want to use your key fob at all given time. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, so we're back. Apparently the thing decided to die on us, so no battery. So we're going to hold on to the phone. So if it shakes a little bit throughout the video, rest of the video, I do apologize, okay? So just to recap, we're underneath power tailgate setup. Let's go through the settings. We have keyless open mode. So when you use your keyless for the power liftgate on the fob, you want to be able to use that anytime the car can be locked or unlocked, or just when it's unlocked. Powered open by handle. So simply when you go out there on the power lift gate, you're going to have a button right there that you can select to have it as a power lift gate or just have it, as a manual lift gate. Hands-free access function. So this is when you do the whole kick motion sensor, okay? So the car can be on or off. You have the key fob with you. You're back there with the key fob and you do a little kick motion. It's not a whoop side to side. It's a kick up, 1, 2, kick down, and there we go. Now, since you have the hitch back there that comes standard on this, it's going to be off to the side, okay, to the right-hand side. So you do the kick motion there, boom, boom, and then it will open and close, all right? Once again, you need the key fob back there with you. Now, we're going to come down to climate control setup. This is pretty easy. Most people just keep this stuff on, but you can see the summary right there. So why not just keep it on? Now, the passenger side is going to be the same thing once again. And then there we are. Now we're down to maintenance. Wow, that was pretty short for holding on to the phone. Only if to hold on for just a little bit longer, a little more battery would have been good. Now, hopefully this video answered a lot of you guys' questions. Check out my other videos. I have a walk around video. It's going to show you some cool standard features and functions, and my tips and trick video too as well, okay? I'll see you guys at your next visit here at Randy Kuehl Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, okay? Bye-bye.